Hi, this is Miss Deb here. I read you the book called My Unimaginary Friend Beagle, where the beagle was, even though he was imaginary, the child thought that he was unimaginary, and they found each other. So today we are going to draw our own imaginary friend. Since I like nature, I'm going to create a composite animal, like a composition of different parts of different animals and parts of nature too. So I'm doing like a panda bear and a teddy bear with ears like a rabbit's ear, fuzzy ears. And because I like her to be a girl, she has a flower in her hair and a flower garland around her neck. So you see, I am trying to draw her like a natural creature, and I'm going to put some natural elements over her too. Since I love nature, I want my imaginary friend's hands to be like branches with leaves coming out. So she's going to have two hands with leaves coming out. Oh, I also thought of a name for my creature. You do that too. I have named her Love because love is what nature is all about. And since water is part of nature too, I'm going to make her dress pretty with like watercolors, wavy lines. And I made 3 poofy cloud-like legs for her because clouds are made of water too. Now that I am done with drawing this, I'm going to use crayons to outline her. So I will show you there are something called warm colors and something called cool colors. Warm colors are all shades of pinks and reds and yellows, oranges, because you know what? When you think of warm or hot, what comes to your mind? Sun. And what color is sun? Sun is red when it's sunset and yellow during daytime. So those are all hot colors or warm colors. And the cool colors are like blues and greens and purples. So you have to know these kind of colors to outline them. Okay, so I'm going to do a lot of textures. Now I'm not going to color it in with oil pastels, only some of them, because I'm going to finish it up with watercolor. But if you don't have watercolor, you have any other kind of coloring agents like markers or stuff, go ahead, or you can color it with crayons too. It's totally up to you. And you can also have any other kind of paint, that is also okay. So I'm doing textures. I'm making the mouth red because it's a girl. And think about what your imaginary friend is going to be like. Like, is it going to be like a part of nature or part of like a man-made? In the book, they had so many different kinds. There was a cloud that was imaginary friend. There was a blue creature that looked like had a long tail. One's imaginary friend was like a whale. Beagle was also very like I don't know what it looked like. You have to tell me what beagle looked like. So here I'm doing outlining the leaves, and then after that, after I'm done outlining, I'm going to paint it. Okay. So, and you know what? You can do textures with not oil pastel, crayons too, because I'm using crayons. In the book Beagle, there was also an imaginary friend that looked like a kite because he liked to fly kites. And another child had an imaginary friend like a machine, that because he liked to make machines. Hey, how about you creating your own robot? How about that? Now that I am done outlining with crayons, I am going to put watercolor on top of that. So I am outlining my name, Love. It shows up better. And you can fill up the background with any kind of thing you can. I am filling it up with curly cues, which is a pattern because I'm repeating it again and again. But it doesn't have to be a pattern. It can be any kind of texture. It can be lots of colors. It could be lots of different spots. It's totally up to you. Now, one thing I'll tell you, because not oil pastel, crayons have a lot of wax. When you put watercolor on top, because water and wax does not mix, a lot of textures show up. Try using your details with yellow crayon or a white crayon. When you're doing it, it may not show up, but when you put a darker shade of watercolor on top, it shows up like magic. Right now, in my hand thing, I'm using the same green. That's why it's not showing up, but I'm going to change and go back and use a darker shade of green, and you'll see all the light green outlines and textures. They'll show up way better. So see, can you see that the vein in the leaf is showing up better? So make sure that you're using quite a bit of dark color if you want your textures and details in crayon to show up. This magic trick will not happen if you are not going to use crayon or a watercolor on top, combination of crayon and watercolor. But please make your imaginary friend really colorful. And if you want to keep some part white, you can do that too, so it stands out way better. So I am planning to make my imaginary friend Love very colorful. So you see that I'm painted her face yellow, and then I'm painting her ears all purple and her legs all purple too, because I wanted the dress to be like water. So I have used lots of different shades of blue and wavy lines to make it look like water. What do you think? Does it look like water? And the hands like branches, and the ears and the legs are like poofy. So now I'm taking paint, and I'm on top of the purple curly cues with crayons, I'm doing a red, or is it orange curly cue with paint and filling up the whole background. And if you choose to do so, you can make rainbows, whatever you feel like doing. Or rainbow could be your imaginary friend. It's anything that you want to make it, okay? So after I finish painting this, I'm going to hang it up on my wall, because this is my imaginary friend and I have named her Love.